each. Once again, our thanks to John Stevenson. 10-5 is our score. Chris Marlowe with Paul Sunderland. St. John Smith and Randy Stoklos only trailed once in this game so far, 1-0. But then Smith Stoklos able to utilize the husband and wife serve a couple of times. Whose ball is that? Is it the husband's or the wife's?
Well, now you're really going to get.
Well, I'm just wondering who's supposed to take that ball.
Well, somebody's got to. Whoever is in control of the relationship. If the wife is running the household, she directs traffic and says it's yours. If the husband's in control, he does the same.
Well, pop back over the net. Stop. Hovland kills it.
That's just hesitation and communication. You never ever see that play happen to Smith and Stoklos. They communicate early and they just know the areas of the court that they need to cover depending on the nature of the serve.
Good. Wind is still heavy here at Mariners Point. And Smith cuts one inside the block. So St. John Smith racking up some kills. He has 7. Stoklos has 7. Our freestyle elapsed time nearing a half an hour. And that serve goes out of bounds. Sometimes when you're serving into the wind, you think you can hit it as hard as you want. But you can't. So Kent Steffes will put the ball in play. And Stoklos somehow miraculously squirts it through.
Pretty good looking serve. Kent Steffes forced Randy Stoklos way to the sideline, and this is a play that Kent Steffes has got to make. See his arms up there just waving around? Not strong, not real decisive going after the stuff block.
Off the hands, out of bounds. So far, the Steffes-Hovland strategy has been to have Hovland serve and play defense, and Steffes block at the net, but so far it's really not working, Paul.
One stuff block for Kent Steffes. Tim Hovland has only 5 digs, so I would certainly say it's not working. The biggest indicator is they trail by 5 on the scoreboard, 10-5.
Oh, there's a block.
Okay.
Steffes kongs St. John Smith.
Thank you very much. Right on cue. Kent Steffes has put up number 2. But reaching way over the net, he gets his hands up over early and stays with the Kong for the nice stuff.
Stoklos, though, he's a uniform of a different color today. He's tough to stop on the block. And St. John Smith trying to get his partner fired up. Once again, Smith and Stoklos trying to record their 100th win of all time together. I'm not even sure who's second, Paul, and how far it's down. It's got to be Hovland.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking it's got to be Hovland and Dodd.
Or maybe Lang and Von Hagen. They have a number of wins together, maybe in the 20s.
Taken care of. Randy.
Yeah, but Hovland and Dodd must have over 30 together.
I just killed staff. We'll get someone over there.
I believe Smith and Stoklos are being heckled a little by the crowd, and I heard Bobby Clark say we're sending staff over there. Not that Stoklos needs any protection. Here comes Stokey. Blocked by Steffes.
Well, just like in basketball, if you start building the guy up as a great free thrower, he misses a couple. But Kent Steffes, we were getting on him about his blocking. And right on cue, up and over early, being decisive, taking away the cross court. That's the difference. Watch Kent Steffes' hands.
Cut. Nicely done by Smith.
Watch whatever you want. Nobody's going to get that shot.
10-7 is our score. 1 game to 15. If Smith Stoklos win, we play another game to 7. A 7-point tiebreaker. We haven't seen it this summer yet. Looks like it's going to happen today, however, unless Steffes and Hovland can smooth out their side-out game. Right to Smith, gobbles it up. Will he cut back? Inside. Point.
Well, St. John barely had to move to play that ball in the cross-court area. Again, Kent Steffes not making the right decision offensively.
Just missed it, it looked like. Either trying to lob it over his head or missed the cut.
Well, whatever. He got it to him right in his rocking chair.
Steffes. 4-point lead for Smith Stoklos. And now Tim Hovland will go back to put the ball in play. A lot of speculation on who Karchikarai is going to play with when he comes back. I talked to him on the phone yesterday. He said, I'm going to play with either Steffes, Frohoff, or Hovland. Not necessarily in any particular order of those three.
Well, like we had this week when Dodd and Frohoff split up, there'll be a chain reaction when Karch comes back.
That'll be an atomic chain reaction. That'll affect every player on the beach. Steve Timmons told me, well, I think I'm going to play with Adam Johnson. We did so well last year, but maybe Karch will play with me.
I had lunch with Jeannie Timmons the other day, and she said that she's been lobbying Karch to play with her husband. And they all live in the same house together in Italy, so why not?
Steffes, who played with Karch early last year, won a couple of tournaments. Hovland, who has played with Karch during his career, they won an open tournament together. First one, a matter of fact, back in 1979.
That's trouble.
Double block. Smith saves. Stokey. No. What a play. That's a point. 8-11.
Kent Steffes making it happen right now, blocking. Right on cue, just about when you thought it was getting to be too late. Smith and Stoklos doing everything they can to keep this ball in play. But what's turned this thing around, a couple of close sets by Randy Stoklos and nice blocking by Kent Steffes against St. John Smith.
11-8. Things tightening up just a bit. Sets back. That's exactly where Smith likes it, but Steffes is hot. So young Kent Steffes got out his blocking hands. He's paddling his way back. Down by 2 at the moment. We are back. Smith and Stoklos leading by a couple. You know, there's been a lot written about Randy Stoklos, praising his athletic attributes. But in his hometown, the Palisades Post, this is what a writer said about Randy Stoklos. Is it fact or is it fiction? Randy Stoklos looks more like a chiseled granite formation than a person. He has pectoral muscles as large as dinner plates and a movie star chin that could probably pound nails into concrete. A battle axe or smoking bazooka seems like more appropriate props than a little white volleyball. That was written by Matthias Miller, the sports editor of the hometown Palisadian Post. And Randy sometimes does seem larger in life, especially on the beach volleyball circuit. The most valuable player the last couple of years until last year when Karch Karai beat him out. But
I couldn't get anybody to write something like that about me if I handed him the copy.
All right, here we go. 11-9 is our score. And Hovland has it. Chance to pull to within 1. Hovland got it. And Hovland and Steffes suddenly are on fire.
I tell you, have to hand it to them. We disagreed with the strategy, but they stayed with it. And this is a big chop inside the block of Randy Stoklos. Gets his right hand on it. St. John making a move. But talk about making a move. Hovland and Steffes now close the lead to 1. They trail 11-10.
It was 10-5. So outscoring him 6-1. It's out. We're tied at 11. Smith and Stoklos, something has happened to them. And the fans love it.
That ball a little bit tight to the net. Can't tell from this angle, but this ball set a little bit too close, and St. John trying for the radical cross court.
And Stoklos takes off his jersey. He doesn't tear him off like Hovland. He's got the designer model on today, but now we get to see if those pectoral muscles are as big as dinner plates. Smith dug back.
Blocking.
Steffes has it. Chance to take the lead. Steffes out of bounds. Big play there. Another point opportunity.
What a great play by Kent Steffes, and mark this one down. He is flat out, and Hovland gives Steffes a good set. Lots of altitude, gives Kent Steffes time to recover from the defensive play, and Kent chops it a little too fine and out of bounds.
Smith, he has 2 aces already.
Here.
And the ball hit out by Steffes.
That's a 2-point switch. Hovland and Steffes made a couple of similar errors in the finals of the winners bracket. They did not let it get them down. forced Smith and Stoklos into a couple of errors and made it into the finals.
Does it appear that Tim is setting Ken a little low?
Pretty quick. Maybe it's pretty breezy down there, and he's trying to limit the effect of the wind on his sets.
That's the set that Steffes really thrives on. When Steffes, I've noticed, when Steffes passes low, Hob gets him a low Dodd type set, a low Mike Dodd type set. When Steffes passes high, then he has good jumping ability.
And can see the block. This time sees it well enough for the field goal in between the arms of Randy Stoklos.
Now Tim Hovland will put the ball in play. Our final here on the Prime Network. Kills about even for Smith-Stoklos. Smith. And off the arms of Hovland. So it's been a tremendous comeback.
Tim Hovland was right there, and without him blocking, we're not going to get the pose down ever. Steffes and Hovland staying with their strategy.
Inside, Steffes.
Pretty good set again by Tim Hovland. It's like they're listening to us when we say Hovland is setting the ball too low. He gets up a little more altitude, and Steffes with a couple of nice kills. And when we're getting on Kent Steffes here, you see the chop inside the block, in spite of the big reach by Randy Stoklos. And ever since we got on Kent Steffes about his blocking, he's been great.
I really think the key for Steffes is his pass. He's got to get the pass up in the air so Hovland can dish it high to him. Fake block, and Smith hits it where he's hit 99 million other volleyballs, deep middle. Once again, we will be presenting our Killer Loop Kill Award today. Smith with 12, Steffes with 13, Hovland with 8, Stoklos with 9. So everybody's still in the running. That's a good pass. Set is back. But you see Steffes still has a chance to gather even if he gets a back set, if he's got a high pass.
Yeah, the tight inside set is the one that Kong just has for dinner, lunch, breakfast, you name it. But this one has got altitude, distance off the net, and Ken is such a good athlete. He can see the court and get the opportunity.
Steffes has 5 stuff blocks in this game. Hovland with a dig. Chance for a point. Got it! We're tied at 12. Hovland digging up a storm in the backcourt, and it got a good transition set by Steffes.
And hit a ball that Randy Stoklos probably should have been able to dig, but just shanked it out of bounds. Game plan of Hovland and Steffes is working as we're tied.
Smith, Hovland with a dig. Could be another point. Joust at the net. And Stoklos wins it. The king of the Kong jams one down. Peel that banana fella.
There have been some big plays in this game.